Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kideshanu bech mitzvotav, vetzivanu lechadlikner shel Shabbat. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and has commanded us to kindle the Shabbat lights.
It's sundown Friday night, and the observance of Shabbat has begun. We just heard the Hebrew prayer for lighting the Shabbat candles. Hebrew is an ancient language used in the Jewish holy books and still spoken today in Israel and by Jews around the world. This holiday of Shabbat, also called Shabbos or Sabbath, is the Jewish day of rest. It begins at sundown on Friday and ends at sundown on Saturday. But what is the meaning of this holiday and of the lighting of the candles, prayers, and different foods that people eat during this time? Stay tuned as we discover the traditions and meaning behind the weekly observance of the Jewish holiday of Shabbat. While most holidays are celebrated once a year, Shabbat is celebrated every week. This peaceful holiday is celebrated to honor a story that Jewish people believe happened a very long time ago. The story is from a set of Jewish holy scrolls called the Torah. It's like a guidebook, helping people make decisions on how to live and act and how to treat others. The Torah states that God created the world in 6 days, and on the 7th day, he rested. And the Jewish holiday of Shabbat is a way to remember and honor that day of rest. The Sabbath is the oldest Jewish holiday, and it's the only one mentioned in the 10 Commandments, a set of 10 rules given by God to help people know right from wrong and how to treat others. The 4th commandment says, "Remember the Sabbath day and to keep it holy." Jewish people celebrate the Sabbath and keep it holy by stepping back from their busy lives. That means no chores, no homework, and no work around the house. Why do you think it could be important to have a special holy day each week for your body to rest and slow down? Families must prepare for the holiday before sundown on Friday so they can relax once Shabbat begins. They clean up the house, set the table with the wine and candles, and prepare the food. People think of Shabbat as if it were an honored guest. The holiday is welcomed into the home with joy and gratitude. When the sun goes down, it's time to light the candles and say the blessing. The candles represent the peace and light the Sabbath brings. This is when the prayer we heard earlier is spoken. Once the candles are lit, it's customary to say Shabbat Shalom. The word shalom means peace in Hebrew, and it also means hello and goodbye. So, saying Shabbat Shalom to each other is a wonderful way to acknowledge the beginning of Shabbat and welcoming peace. Let's say it together. Shabbat Shalom. Excellent. Some people observe a traditional hand-washing ceremony with a prayer before beginning the meal. Then comes the wine or grape juice. This too has a blessing called the Kiddush, to thank God who created the fruit of the vine. Then everyone says Amen and takes a sip. Next, it's time to share the special braided bread called challah. The blessing over the bread is called the hamotzi. It goes, "Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who brings forth bread from the earth." Everyone gets a piece of the delicious bread. Next, the Shabbat meal begins. There are some traditional foods that are served, but it really depends on the family's tastes. There is no set rule. Many people make chicken soup to start out. Sometimes it's made with matzah balls, which are dumplings. They might have roast chicken or pot roast or kugel, which is a baked noodle pudding with raisins and spices. Take a look at the PDF that goes with this lesson to find recipes and steps to plan a Shabbat dinner. After dinner, many people go to synagogue, which is a Jewish house of worship. There they pray and say Shabbat Shalom to their friends. A rabbi leads the service. A rabbi is a Jewish religious leader, like a priest or a minister. In Hebrew, the word rabbi means teacher. Rabbis teach the Torah and teach people about the commandments and stories of their history. The service is a time to pray and give thanks for all the gifts in the world. Some people go to synagogue on Saturday morning again for Shabbat services. The rabbi reads from the Torah. Some spend quiet time with family and friends, or just read and rest. Shabbat goes from sundown on Friday to sundown on Saturday. So when the stars begin to twinkle in the sky on Saturday evening, it's time to get ready to say goodbye to Shabbat. Many people say farewell to Shabbat with a Havdalah service. There is a lot of symbolism in the Havdalah service. People light a pretty braided candle that has several wicks, say blessings over wine and spices, and express hope for a new week that is filled with blessings. The candle represents light and dark and the separation of everyday life and the holy Sabbath. The fire symbolizes a return back to a time of work and creativity. Wine represents the joy of Shabbat and saying goodbye to the holy time for a new week. And a small container with spices such as cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg is passed around for people to enjoy the scent. The spices are to provide comfort when saying goodbye to the Sabbath and to bring its sweetness into the new week ahead. I hope you enjoyed this video about the Jewish holiday of Shabbat. There are many more historical facts and traditions that go into this holiday that you might enjoy exploring. And be sure to take a look at the PDF that goes along with this video for more information and activities relating to this lesson that I think you'll really enjoy. I'll see you again soon, and until the next time, friends, remember to always be clever.
Hey!